All right, welcome in. I wanted to make a quick video illustrating a few example questions here, how to deal with unit conversions when our units have exponents. So we need to be careful when we're doing this, when we're doing these unit conversions. If we have just the regular conversion factor, if we're introducing an exponent into this conversion, well, we need to add an exponent to our units as well as our numbers. What does that mean? Well, let's do an example. So we're trying to think about this automobile engine. It has 289.7 cubic inches as its volume, but we want this in cubic centimeters. So what we know perhaps is that there is 1 inch is equivalent to 2.54 centimeters. And maybe this is a value that we were told to memorize. Great, that's pretty good. That's a good unit conversion from inches to centimeters. But what if we're dealing with cubic inches and cubic centimeters? Well, we can use this known ratio and just scale it up to be actually more helpful. So let's start with the value that we know, 289.7 cubic inches. And we can try to set up our conversion factor to cancel out cubic inches and to get to cubic centimeters. I'm writing in just inches and just centimeters for the moment. We'll add those exponents in just a second. So what we know, the ratio from just inches to just centimeters, well, 1 inch is worth 2.54 centimeters. If we're looking at our units here, well, inches cubed is the same as inches times inches times inches. Dividing by inches, well, cancels out one of those three, but not all of our units. So what we need to do is scale this conversion factor up by cubing this entire conversion factor. What that means is we need to cube our units so that they cancel. And we also need to cube the numbers so that, well, we're cubing that entire fraction. So 289.7 cubic inches times 2.54 cubed divided by 1 cubed. Well, divided by 1 is pretty trivial here, but we can check our units. Inches cubed now divides by inches cubed, cancels out nicely. And what we get after punching in the numbers into our calculator, 4895 cubic centimeters. Reporting our value to 4 significant figures based on our initial value and, well, the infinite significant figures in this ratio. Another example to help us here, we have 15,615 cubic decimeters as the amount of oil used by a person in a year. Well, can we convert this to cubic inches? Again, we have this known ratio from above, inches to centimeters. So if we can get ourselves from cubic decimeters to cubic centimeters, then we can get to cubic inches. Right, so this can be our plan. We'll start with cubic decimeters. We'll try to get to cubic centimeters so that we can get to cubic inches. If we don't know the conversion from cubic decimeters to cubic centimeters, well, maybe we can make a stop in the base unit. That's always a good strategy. If you do know the conversion from decimeters to centimeters, feel free to do this in one step. So here we go. I'm going to set this up in 3 steps. 15615 cubic decimeters. All right, let's start with that value that we know. And then we'll set up, it looks like 3 arrows means 3 fractions in our conversion. The first step I wanted to do was to get from cubic decimeters to cubic meters. Just looking at the regular conversion, no exponents for a second. Well, decimeters are small. We need 10 of them to equal 1 larger meter. Since we're looking for cubic decimeters and cubic meters, we need to add those exponents to our units and add those exponents to our values. Our next step, well, we want to get to cubic centimeters so that we can switch over to cubic inches. Writing just the conversion without the exponent first. Meters are bigger than centimeters. We need 100 small centimeters to be equal to 1 large meter. Since we have the exponents in our units, well, we need to add those. We need to add the exponents in our numbers as well. Important to not forget that. And then lastly, we want to cancel out cubic centimeters. We want to get to cubic inches. 1 inch is worth 2.54 centimeters. But since we're the cubic version, let's cube all those units. Let's cube all those numbers. Now we can take a look at our units. Cubic decimeters divided by cubic decimeters. Cubic meters divided by cubic meters. Cubic centimeters divided by cubic centimeters. The only unit left behind is going to be these cubic inches. We can punch these numbers into our calculator and try to figure out that final value. Hopefully this makes some sense. If you do have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a good day. Thanks, everyone.